Akosua Serwaa. Ebo Akosua Serwaa enye Eastlegon dan no ope. Am for the do manoka. Ade a wo ope enye Eastlegon dan. Akosua Serwaa.
We are not talking about the supporters in the catch on this one.
Yeah, supporters in the Kasa. Or no, they on the target by Eastlegon dan. I'm telling you. I know you supporters in the Kasa, but no, they only do ope.
Bomo Kano, or when you are beji.
Only the ope, I'm telling you, only the ope, but only the ope.
And why you make up any do a sick up and to say politician, yeah. Where we need a by election, I'm at a papa if the blue say, or buy a Neko airport, then be me a queer amamre man. Will be where airport today, a kuna.
And Lumba was sure with him too.
Baby, I say, I'm a baby aquaba. Ayana watch a video ye a day, and mammy social media and so, and I will see and send be a baby to dry. Ye dibin so a bremo. So, won't subscribe to your channel now. Ayana was subscribe video you moon some so will be found one comment section. I say no type a dear Google a dear Maya kama. Na a favor video no so a day, and Mawuni amon so dear echo, a social media no as so young quay. Now young good year and send me be embra.
Esisi so any other boni dey any sisi so pepe.
Etina converse judge no renda. Okay, so do mo kan here no crem. Because sisi so pepe.
Ebusia pani a ono no okote nsem no. Ne nsem no ni other boni mu nsem no so no. Na ye kan say give time action. Esisi so and so better baby no ye calculation say ebusia penny ka say that Lumba yare after 2004 arena ebusia penny never said anything like that. Ebusia penny account what judgment here ye kan mu say or say that Lumba any mama Akosua say wa ware 1991 and allegedly omo ware wo Germany. One more day to be on war Germany because any idea now or yet privy to. But I'll see after Muwari, 10 years after another Lumba ebe yare. And no one will say, Mamma Akosua one in Mbra, Mamma Akosua one anti mini number. And that Lumba be yare da honum be 5 years. It was during that time, Anna or this year or Dobruni. It is a who calculated the 10 years now. Oh, why? I was from Bacho on for report your account. You know what is it? Your content.
Yeah, kind of how
is that saying may be uncomfortable and has been restricted. Reason commercial disclosure. Commercial disclosure and paid marketing. Hey, as my paid marketing as a man. Hold on. Monarch, whilst I write a
penny denana.
Yes.
I said you can. Yadika can who say Lumba ARA and or kind of Yuresenka or Mayamra Ghana no Messi traditional medication. And no ban born in tennis and made a member. So we need to know two nephew Hako Ghana. Our enemy who said Yachim. Lumba am an answer why Lumba Safre Akosua Serwaa busa for Eddie the said to money say mono modation in Casa. Jamie Comuni, but onye na adwen so bemi akogana. Meaning say Lumba was not ready to leave the so-called matrimonial home. No. Lumba wanted to relocate to Ghana with the wife. Senka Lumba no adwen boni bia enko won kan fa nto ba ne enim se me pesenka na meko. So Lumba had always wanted to be a family man. And Akosua Serwaa mom rejected offer and so onko. Ebusiafo Lumba di dwa to ebusiafo ni mom ka kya no so antie ena Lumba na re ho ba Ghana ebusiafa nsi Lumba bedru Ghana no Akosua Serwaa na oba Ghana so wa amfena ni sei or say he never visited that Lumba to see how another Lumba cry all fair meaning say otone pahwi and true to her words or ka say so oba Ghana on consider say ware na guno. That was exactly what Akosua Serwaa was doing to the point say Lumba be bedridden for 5 years, and it was around that time, that trial moment, no, and Dobroni, Yankopon, Efra Bofo was winning. I say, the Pamacho Monko, quote,
we are not tapping. Yeah, tapping to one say we are for reporting accounts because yeah, ready judgment. Yeah, and she So why are they saying till we are marketing? What are we marketing? I don't understand. The patcho yen tapping why them say people don't like what we are talking about.
So
Yen tapping na yen gives a platform. No, what I said to keep it active. Why, Mr. Man?
ene nyankopon so do boni ba that Lumba bra bom ti o say ono na be na say that Lumba ene na ma that Lumba bo wa ma da ya ba mu mi ya se bofu eno na ku just say wa keka na so kites et Germany every beef burger then twice.
All right. Yeah, to us. Mumpo, you be religious.
You be reaction.
Yes. Baby, I do. 34. He continued that the plaintiff followed through her threat with actual actions and together with her family presented the dissolution of married drinks to the Ekwana family for the dissolution of her marriage to the deceased in line with the Akan tradition.
Or say, Akosua say wa no okeka nsem nya na say okeka keke what the action that was a woman catch us oko Ghana aware no consider say agu o ga say media agro Akosua say wa mpanyampa de nensa e ma na busuafo bo ayite no na yesese kudi ne ho elder ugu aware eno de ensa no ma na busuafo de koma ada de Lumba eno de gu aware no say the Akan mem gu aware ne sa no ye no
All right, he said that the then head of family, with the consent of the deceased, accepted the dissolution drinks as presented by the plaintiff and her family. He said all rituals for the dissolution of marriage in accordance with the Akan traditions were performed, and both families acknowledged that the marriage between the deceased and the plaintiff had ended.
Hey, right, Mr. Timothy.
He said the then head of family, with the consent of the deceased, accepted the dissolution drinks as presented by the plaintiff and her family. He said all rituals for the dissolution of marriage in accordance with the Akan tradition were performed, and both families acknowledged that the marriage between the deceased and the plaintiff had ended.
Ni twete twam nyane say ode nsa no koye no omo nso so okoto abusapenya na oho kane ansa na tupake ba ono je nsa no nso no obisa that Lumba say oyede ne nsa ba o yenso ma na that Lumba smate ono ofisi obeja me o kan so obeja me nyene nti ode aba amonsum ena said ye si gu aware ni nyina no omo tena asisi nkunya na gu aware no it is over.
All right, and abusapeni na eka we, but one say abusa for wo hwe Yabeka said this is abusapeni ye den na ohun ye. If me say cha question maybe say then abusapeni hu say that Lumba ne abusapeni dada wo ho ansa no ba no emo jinsa ne fi mame Akosua Serwaa abusia ensem abusia ne de pe what we heard no yes say ensa na mame Akosua Serwaa brother ne decoy, so it means I was coming from her and the family. And then mame Akosua Serwaa letter no trauma that Lumba 2018 no a testimony to the abusapeni king. And say Alex me patch into me say Osha de abusapeni eka wo eyi wa. Mama Akosua Serwaa letter no the 2018 letter no. I think say justify the abusapeni kai say that Lumba aje ensa no. Wa acknowledge say or the ensa ba mo aje ana.
Yes. Or the ensa na ba se ma catch am say ensa na or the buy no. Yensa ka. Enti ono ankasa mama Akosua Serwaa isa we sa ware bia ni ho no. Oni ni nuanom na busuafo eno nti na that Lumba ayi asekra no abusuani bia makra megina ho no anya hwe because omunim sa ware na eden agu ono an letter na ochre 2018 ochre mu so the nsan ba ma that Lumba accept response at that Lumba so the ma yen so ochre mu so say oni na jaya wagesa ensan no so nti enye no nko aside that ayonko ne namfofo bi omo so omo hunu ye ode nsa no bre DL so ma na ayonkofo ene nkofo mo ben no so hu ye ti wenya asem aye asem ayi bi krabat no kre.
All right, Monarch yento aso wo hu. Monarch yento aso.
Aye, if you are there, me who me pages no but I'm going to be listening attentively. So say
you are not finding yours.
Yeah, I'm not finding my paragraph 35 man.
35. O de na e wo mu.
Me
when there's Alex battle send the man away.
But what you still get it.
All right. So the 35 says that he further testified that years after the dissolution of their marriage, the plaintiff, through her Ghanaian solicitors, wrote a letter to the deceased dated 4th February 2018 confirming the dissolution of the marriage by presentation of drinks and gave a 10-day ultimatum for the deceased to settle some alleged marital properties to her.
Ose Odenen sambai na ifi omugu aware no. Ena afi de osanso ma ono lawyer so mo Ghana ha. Actual letter be that Lumba 4th September 2018. Asa letter nim no na o kire se wa wonim se me de won san brewa won sa aka. Na emom me ma 10 days. Ena polypoly do. Enema bi a me hwehwe a maka ma kruche gu krata wi no. Se wa ma me muaya die yasensan na wo German nso no saa na mema me lawyers nso aye ho meje Ghpagetv bi ni niema bi eno so listing was 2018 letter ni.
All right, thank you so much, Aja. Yeah, to also, I think we are not even gonna stress on it. The plaintiff in the letter admitted the deceased had gone ahead to marry another woman and mentioned that the deceased had fathered 17 children. He also said the deceased refused to perform the in-law rites when the plaintiff mother died. The plaintiff also said that that should the deceased fail to settle the properties on her, she will proceed to German court to assert her right on the grounds of desertion.
Wakanya mabibre umpa o say letter na the about 2018 o sa kan wo say matese wo sa akwari efe Lumba wakwara oba fofra wona na wo enkra na matimbo kra se wona mabibre mu wo mabe se dunsu ni akiri again matese wo Ghana ho na wo tena wo se baba betena Ghana na wo hwe ho yare no media ni nyina ato nchen a Ghpagetv bi a me no wo a me aminim se me no ye no me pe me chefa so anfa ma me a me ma Germany a lawyer for na so atese wo desert me na me so ma teki me right a me so e wo se me teki no me so ma so.
All right, I think say we so ye nyina ye ni suma any ma 17 no yento aso e was happening na ema the account in the 2018 letter which we have read over and over and over again, and in a way it is not news at all. Okay. 36 or see he said that upon receiving the letter the deceased informed his family of the contents and denied all the allegations of abuse and fathering 17 children against him.
Or say Lumba saka letter na Lumba so e ka che na busu ane say ensema akuya se we kanyina anya no kre the teacher requires all cast me ma be dunso, which means a Lumba when chantro Lumba we e ma ye hu omo ndu 12 to 11 in 17 or some more than 17 no I was saying Lumba we hu ni ma be 26 27 28 asebo me mfidi ni bi ye hu bibia sa meaning say Lumba wasn't lying ti Lumba nso ka che na buja fon say ensema akuja se waka no letter ni nyina na enya no kre ni twete twin nyina no enya no kre Lumba denied it.
All right. 37. He continued that the deceased stated that for over 10 years that he was sick and returned to Ghana, the plaintiff took over his properties and businesses in Germany. So he has settled her and has nothing to do with her. And that message was conveyed to the plaintiff and her family during the lifetime of the deceased.
To pay into follow up to the Lumba Kaira. On the letter now, Lumba air reference. My men let's see a Ghpagetv woman or person chess Lumba, Emma Chefa. And a Lumba has denied it. And a Lumba quite Nimuakase. Me free Germany, I better Ghana. No, me better Ghana, me better. The woman took over one case. One cassette, I handed them over to the woman, or said the woman took over. Ma mene fa Lumba nyuma ne Ghpagetv ewo Germany. Enti Lumba e ka che ne se wafa mate. Lumba bo Akosua se wabusuafo ma ne se mode hye no Ghpagetv ne nyuma Germany na wafa. Enti me de assume no. I have settled her. That is the word we use. I have settled her. And bibia ni me ne ntem. Busapan ne kasa no. Na je Akosua se wa no. Yesum na mana mama sokra pa yesum ni sum papa. Ghpagetv wo Germany nyina wafa. Oje ta na niase na Lumba so de man se fa. De mo bibia ni yentem. Ena Lumba bo Akosua se wabusuafo nso amane. Enti na se mu hu sa asem ikoso no. Akosua se wabusuani bia de akira omunim no kre no. Oje nso me yesho so wa mu bibia ndi. Ti no mu nyina eja na chidinu. Rahia na ho hwesa de no.
It is quite surprising. One say, at least anka oba ukuna frimu and all that. Anka ebia wabusia penny bibe unity, ebia o ma minuanum penny for papa nuanum penny phobi, and so bane abusiana betina say, abe ye said osha ye odobroni ne papa and in abusia for ne brothers in a bibia no more kama. But Mami Akosua, in Mami Akosua was, we didn't see it like that. Like you rightfully said, no. Deep by, thank you so much. You rightfully said, it's been a long time I saw this, your sunglasses. Like you rightfully said, no. Ni nabusia penny be and na penny mubi a one nabusia moa. Be a waba in it. Like you're saying, no. We didn't see anything like that. What you say? And so it, to some extent, does it really it testifies say and na sasem na ebusiapeni kanu ebia na ye no kwese na ebusiane nim say aware no ebia eni ho biom ya settle no ntino ana I don't know.
Abusiafo nim say yesum no nso no wa mo bia ni mami oba ga no be meet and greet unzo ko di krum
de hu kra no se na first so ya we bo mu bo na no ankoka eti ade na obi aya we eso wajai obi aya we first kra ya we
ya wajai ade a eye so secret say o warijaya ebusu me betia baso wa warija obi anya we is it possible so be warija obi not a single person in the family would be aware. Na den sananya de anya nipa na de beko
the boy te ya we the boy te na den san koye the boy te on den san koye or ya we
so say he has not come out to talk about it, Brian. And
right me di trana so me buan so me ka so me bua the boy te wona wo den san koye wo so wo ye wona wo so ye Pentecost elder muna mo go Pentecost enimu ase no wona wo den san koye wo wie ye so a obegya me kana kore na wo gina radio so na nam na kaka de enim the boy te me bua be you no me so wona wo den san koye
e ma da no mo twitwa ma nakedness we elder sube no
no na den san koye the boy te na den san koye right here onim no wa mu na no ene e di obusapinya tem me wa wo so na wo den san koye wona wo se so ye elder we elder emra ye ka some UTV na ye ka se sika no wan hwe sika na wo ka se sika no emegu phones na ka akọ chenye onum gu ase na odwane ye we se so na ade koye nya wo a sa so be ka se nya wo ne ntie e da boy te se nya wo a enu se wo de wo ye quick utimi ban tenten look say me san kan you fi se nya wo an ka mai unim se wo ye wo ka ho
boy te Zionfelixtv na when he was addressing Akosua Serwaa, he never made mention of Ifedie because he knows say Ifedie na gu So he was dwelling much on Germany no. Because he knows say if he didn't honor dance and until he never mentioned that.
All right. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, do
36, I guess.
There be a term that
37 and
yeah, 38. All right. 38. He added that
Monarch my Sunday the amawo and I check it.
I will phone ya so nti say but baby right here can kunyina me dey. I am just following the reading. You do 40 corner there me won nyina kosinti. The less maybe I my transfer after a next session.
All right. 38. He added that the deceased informed his family there was no marriage between him and the plaintiff, and that for 10 years, if he needed to communicate with his 3 children, he had to go through a third party.
Osi our Arabian entamu. Our Arabian entamu to the point say in fear do emuni se mema na mema no klasika je se entem ginafo bibem me disi obi so na atomema no we nyina efe e dey na chese
na say and I know so no ye papa adwabe fosu adanse ana say interview or granting no aka say no that Lumba discussing so or discussing so.
Apart from that, Obeka and no musa to judge no better than no. As no you project, etina or no will see this. Anna or do is we did that the room by pace can not the command.
Are you for real?
I say the project I want you to that the room about the cities are no so Akosua says that time say $1 say euro. Not the amount.
Wankasa. That was not what he actually said at first.
Yes, sometimes I'm recording that. And you 10.
So I was about to say, and some no ACC some so prepare and no yento aswe. He attached proof of the financial support from the deceased to the children through a third party and added that all the family of the deceased acknowledged D2 as the current wife of the deceased.
Hey, was say, I was paying to pack 80 me provide receipts. I dance a chess another the Lumba or manene manisika. Na ne kwesi obi so manisika na nipa na the details na be otimi provide all the details asana the right have side team obi
I say he attached proof of financial support from the deceased to their children through a third party and added that all the family of the deceased acknowledged D2 as the current wife of the deceased.
Enti enye keke o timide receipts a chese no man na maniska no. O sa kata to say that Lumba busua ni nyina no omu ni modobuni so dobuni ye yire. Wo ye yire e ho na emede no tinam ka ze sin bi mame. Wo ye yire D2 as a wife.
All right. I was a penny cancer more court pa. 39. He said even the children of the plaintiff, when in Ghana, live with D2 in their matrimonial home and they affectionately refer to her as mommy.
Hey. Akosua se wana angasa ne man no muti Germany no. Omo ba Ghana be di holidays a. No mo bom papa fia. Omo be hu mommy kokko fefe te say the right to gone. You do like to crowd betting and cry, mommy, Calvin, mommy. Omo friend mommy. Now we are so before be mommy a chair say. Never have no. Enti timtelo afo abusa panyin na kasa no say Calvin mo no mo baga na holidays a. One shale mo no mo bom papa fi, mo ban so no beto mo maame. No mo friend obroni, mommy. no do boni so ni yam ye odon cause ye mumra mama de no for no oh and a cabin chair the financial link chabenkum fried rice Oba time papa bi no
asma mona keka any judgment
there be any judgment we yeah they come do say no do boni oba time papa
ana de abusa pe so ni refi a one fan kan we dwan kro mo consult say jima wo mo de ko Germany no
and thank you and then todo queen na o to mo oba ko be todo queen second means yes we deep fried rice yeah and todo queen milk ni dessert or do boni timi hono oh now of course the me sabe ya ba you are we do boni wa bre
o mo ko Akosua na je no mani yigu ho
but you see on a more serious
talk no dey abon kwan di e wo na uncle no ho no so di
but on a more serious note monarch on a more serious note den na mami Akosua say wama ebeba Ghana se omo di holidays wo mo papa ho na ombebom papa ho no mo a mami Akosua say wa eni nkola na ama bida amba fi ho amba betina ho but rather no nkola ne ba omoni da Lumba ne odobuni neti this one alone
still almost na ware ho when I will black crown is what about them. I say we catch na it will still not make sense, but it will make sense to Tim Telewafu. What's all our rare who create Ghana or my holiday or maybe enye baako enye mienu enye miensa wo ba Ghana nso a you never visit that Lumba per the judgment every day you never visited that Lumba na o man kwa timi crowd sama ye kodi holiday we papa ho omo ba nso oba foforo na tifio e na wo na we ye was still also tiawari mu.
You see, as somebody should let it make sense. The pattern. So me dream one. I want to no. It is either say say our me pachomote me kasa.
Yeah, tepa.
Mona pachomote me kasa.
Yeah, to kasa pa.
Me so you are not commenting, okay? Emma me yes. That aspect of it, it is either say what jatum say why you need wanting, what jatum say be man only way na wanting no. Me ma come ebia me former husband in the year and I say omo come papa ho no ma there's a woman there to take care of it. And now so say what jatum say mo ye no mienu na mo no wo te a different
look we a foreign player and
say okay mami Akosua say wa letter na about 2018 na or say you have left the matrimonial home for the past 5 years and have gone to marry another woman with whom you have had children with. This statement which they say unim say wakako ware. And also ntina osan ka say I've returned your traditional head drink of which you acknowledge receipt. Aha. Nti mami Akosua say wansem no na me bom pai so wabedi kuna. Amamere mu so beni wajai. Na wo kaka wani ase yomo begina yi na ase se obeyi kuna.
O kene nya ase de
yomo.
Alex nso wunyo.
Ana isa wa yomo mo fan ko wani ase ana.
Okay, so bi tibi de kana so ntem to bi so bi tibi de kana ase.
Ya yomo eka nya ase.
Na so bi tibi de kana so ntem nti yomo fa
yomo enka wani ase.
Alex we know ya bin kaji for.
Oh when you no waka no ha. Me nim say akamfo mo kan yomo. Ai.
Adamu de mu he na. Ani aso won mo he.
Mona ko fa na o US no ba ko we oda kana so na say distance relationship.
No. What was the motivation for sir?
No, the other kind of somebody there is a distance relationship. Serious.
No. All the Roman soldiers, no show much na. I na let the bibi o maso team ha say sir.
There be more like this one was outrageous. Like on one na na so
or the toothbrush or the kitchen is say no the on say Yes, you no sunshine for no catch a house no. Omo brush be on the cha na no nessa. Me wa for the toothbrush be asen or the bowl or the falla so it is ah of ade na yi. Osen pe be a fanboy lo shi. Share.
It was too much oh.
And I wish shape na da one as o kra o kuto na ne podua no. Abeta wono. As o kra podua so that see bia.
So I was here for looking at it. Modi monarch nature. But looking at it,
because I'm no abusia panyi ho de na meka kakra. Kameni ha nkamen kabat. Because I'm one de mamenka kakra. Abusia panyi be kan sembia. Na dia ma de no aye dekra.
Sir Alex, what you talk kasano?
That's a different when you call.
All right, but seriously, that aspect of it, say, a year then and then colonity me bagana. No money or brony. I want this rapport. Once I didn't know, it's not like
right. Kakra so I would say a first one I will kind. Mamma na jatum say our Libyan. And apart from so J tum say our Libyan one, we our room we jai so a yaw pins a whoop into moon casa. Who be crow be intimation and him sa our jai any bit and diet so my bed than a town for.
Right.
Ain't na won't me crime friend or this crack of fat third parties not the man. It is an idea no koye. If you wouldn't say or bagana crown right, no new fear who Eastlegon fear crown wouldn't. And go for any came upon a quatchram. You think I will kumpan in what terms? Because I think I'll be home baby at least or man boboko if you be no more. Right, want me to what I say, ma. What I say, ma.
Now, Rahel. Yeah, then I will manage be dear come no more qua. You did try the bro. If you are crying by young monquani, the mammy, what they are going to be born quite. Would him the hell could be done or the brony?
Me quite there, no quite. I wouldn't even want to put weight on that one. What I say, because I need the judge will be able to me the drama and colana diako. But the bottom line is that a year then a woman consistently, I'm best from papa. Would the wife need a womb baby? And then looking at the time and not that Lumba name Odobunia stay in Atna Eastlegon house. And na metie, I think after the live no, na me yenko for others, and I happen to have chanced on some TLW4 no I think I have it on this phone. Mami had it.
Mo kwachi kra. Dear Star Radio na e phone mu also. As honest.
Can't say we jay no crowd.
Okunu Ghpagetv. O ma o
de Ghpagetv kra visit no ne yeka. Visit papa ni we.
Okunu no a na ka okunu ya de akodu di be so. Uncle
papa. I know part they said no Andrew Honti.
No they said different.
Yeah, a babonte no. It is an answer it is not.
But right papa ni wa bagana do say. Wa bagana be 4 times so say 3 times papa ni we. And so all the years no ma ba kokra so makra ba ma me mejaw. Na me help papa kra no hot say na say wa maybe da. Eastlegon o fie ko ni ba bi e wo.
And so yes, my question is that not TLW for not make us a normal yes submission. Some of them were saying, and what have you. And I'm like, you truly said this woman was really married to that Lumba now, in the world that kind of rapport anyway. How come she never visited Eastlegon house that because that Lumba has been living there for quite some time? And yet then na uncle Eastlegon feel that because per the judgment, what happened at court. The only thing I yet say time I yet say Mammy Akosua say why I call that Lumba property. So time I say your double mommy per mommy.
Or no crowd the fan the banner so or the fan the banner so na catch
only Danny Kipra.
I know your mammy bring poor ma dance your cody or court. Say or double in a downfall and a baby CC a demo ma or more tantra here. But then again, at that time, no not that Lumba or double no monte tantra here. No more to Eastlegon. If at that time no What stopped Mami Akosua Serwaa from going to her husband's house? Serwaa ba Uknuti Eastlegon. The best place to go and stay no Eastlegon fi ana.
Negu ne mame be pom akran ko ntimi nko tesa no fie ho because no only Lumba ni good terms it at so the father baso ana mame be pom aso ansa no otima ko fie negu wudim se wo hwe ne letter na ode buy na ra kan hwe list na wo list property no Eastlegon kan wo de check letter na Ghpagetv na wo cheche se so mu jaya o mu nche den kan it Eastlegon ko ni mo
Ghana no as 2018 no na Eastlegon dining
enkanka it ni mo
Ghana for person mo ye no chinchine trying say at that point in time no not that Eastlegon house just say monarch also say as at that time no not Eastlegon dining wo ho no ma na say Anka mami
number 1 I don't know number 1 on the list
no Obeka original Eastlegon dine akwa for Tantra Hill dine and na say
ye be wie kiasi data wonye bi
Eric ma say so dine
say Lumba Ghpagetv Akosua say wenya paint go as Lumba no say man no kwatena jana nse ni faso because mama no hu asma working right here working na 2018 we are list no one for Eastlegon diamond na all of a sudden say the eno na be the number 1 target asem we wona wo black cry na it make sense to him say na mama na yam pass on Lumba na say Ghpagetv na Akosua say we be fit say on bank list now and na be number 1
when the beja Eastlegon down akwakoje ye kan say die wo
Dominic Tantra Hill
dying. Nobody will
apart
do
from
that.
Kumasi stress you na wo ko so ko je dan Kumasi stress
ma membre ke ibu ha
Brian
Akosua Serwaa ibu Akosua Serwaa enye Eastlegon dan no ope am for the do manoka ade a wo ope enye Eastlegon dan Akosua Serwaa
we are not talking about the supporters in catch on this why
yeah supporters in the kasa onwa de on target but enye Eastlegon dan I'm telling you eno de supporters in the kasa but onwa de onu de ope
bo mo ke kanu onya wo beje
onu de ope I'm telling you onu de ope but onu de ope believe me onu de ope enye no target ni ya Ghana dan yo o de am fan to ya naja ya mbebo me Adi a war pen no.
All you are going to say.
Adi a war pen no. And yet dance of cry. Okay. Now we just were here.
And yet Germany property.
Oh shit.
All right. Like when you put the dots together, you ask yourself, say, if I am a wife, na minimikunu wawari. Name Bagana, the best place to go to is my husband's house. But how come your children are so comfortable gallivanting around? And Usha, you can't say, minim compose said that Lumba before the 1 week here, na nkwala normally odobuni na krapo na netifia. Because time President Kufuor ba fi hono. Na eyono ene nkwala ni nyina na omuko you could see that all the children are so comfortable around Odoboni. And you can tell, say, it started and it has like it has been. If you are analyzing critically, and yet then your children are so comfortable with somebody you are calling an enemy now. That I don't understand.
Akosua say one kwana waye akokwa ne medi akroma echi mi hu bi da wo ba wiazo hu akroma akokwa medi na chida ana wo hu jata otwe medi na chida otwe ana wo hu ekura ne medi wakra chida Odoboni is now your number 1 enemy. O man so is so comfortable with our enemy no.
So that should and make us a monarch. That should tell you, say, that kind of rapport no was there when that Lumba was alive. You understand? Na idea never hold that. So media and say, it's all these other Lumba tina Eastlegon there. If Mammy Akosua Serwaa never went to that house.
But your answer say or questionable character. na che ne ban ba be chichi matcherem e okoto ho na be hu ma me no o camera o dane wodnim pa if you okra no wodnim ho kempon kra na kokyere it onu onim se hwi ni ho ana o yesa ne ba ni nyina anim ne ba ni nyina anim ese o ma me yawe ese o papa ne odobro ni na wo
because I wonder how well, like, I don't know. If you think about it, it is serious. So, I wonder how a wife will leave the husband. Say, or no, being poly memu. And say,
so far, where you wedding?
No, and so to the extent, say, as at the time that Lumba died, the firstborn was secondary school. Raising a child from a year. That ya want to secondary school is not a child's play.
I German passport in my womb. Oh, you should address no ya where. You know what my casa.
How? I don't understand though. Like I said,
everyone's open to struggle and I understand it. And for some,
what you say, teacher.
And for some,
what you say, pe over team liga.
Yeah. The moment I bet you say, wait, team liga wipe me. Won't you say how intelligent you are? So what you say, pe? I've been in your say, Mr. Hey, what you say, pe? That is what about moon. I said,
don't think far. First, why?
Because I mean, it's so simple, so straightforward. Say, more the mammy nature. I say, oh, mammy, pan or no papate. And at the Lumba situation, be a su mammy, I worry my oh, mammy. A chin and it's me fans on my meti Abidjan. And I'm a opa payare no better. A economy boy here. And I'm a mere chin and ya with me bagana or bar on the nam take at your baby on my shiny kunumpu. One of papa netio or my shame of papa nanim. For so many years, poly 17 years. And I'm opa penya will be doing for be so the moon and a yarimu, or quick or papa benye a Japadi. I feel oh papa we are my me free Ghpagetv wha say. Yamani nyekuna mo kranka mo bebo mo maame no. Oh. And to mun person make sure say dey make sense. Right,
apart from that, what the papa no kra wu kra no. What who ni news kra saba. And then we di birthday on na maame kan e.
We so say yes of.
What who ni news because that man dey ni ko 15 years no kra na certain kan ko nti oni passion bia ma papa oni bibia ma no ni sukra ma ana odi ne be do ogi nani oginjina car so nti e bibia no beba oni ti kra no hu nyansa so ene wo makuna no
I say mama na ye niema bibra what the common sense to ho you don't need rocket science knowledge to know say mama no one bonakuma no ombulumba se lumba ye lumba doesn't occupy any space in the heart right. Lumba wu ya o chef fridge mu odi ni birthday ejinani na nkobi a wukuna wu de wo appetite we kra se odi birthday ojinani de tosu mienu lumba wu ye maami ya amawo the very person and intusu ye kuna no oda casket mu ama na yi wa ama enti kuna na wo ye no wo ye for what 3 the very people that sat on their various spaces and platforms and described Lumba as pedophile, as a gold digger, blah blah blah, or a crime, ya free ukru crime. Oko mo platform so no mo exchange pleasantries. JB now to JB live so now to Koku Christom lives. We saw all of these things. The very people that came out vividly and expressed they say omo time Lumba na Lumba wo ye omo de no. O ba omo na no mo kona kra na Saliman. E dey na chese Lumba no do no. We know enti one go school into free ni broni so gina wa who difference e wom. We know just say Jesus Christ in free so meka njo say ma me no. Only Lumba, there was no connection there.
I'm not there. I'm like seriously. The more you get it, the more you think about it, the more confused you become.
And the more you accept that our Libyan
you become.
Our Libyan
For the last month, on for the last year, 1 year before Lumba, on for the Lumba chats. So I worry for the more chatting and I call for me.
Nothing.
Over 1 month, last month, Lumba be on from Ramache.
When I go, Musa, what judgment in Mo, yes, to man produce.
Only you. Almost just said that
broke each other.
Hey, what was a month for? I will leave you anyhow. Hey,
2 years for away.
1 week, when vigil, when a year that what can also keep us. And why you make up and you do a sick up pump to say politician be where we need a by election. I'm at a papa if any blue and say or buy a Neko airport then be me a queer man. Will be where airport today a kuna.
And Lumba was so smart as he kind of crown or the man on fancy so. It will even be a chest of Lumba Ben's can go never call to her. Lumba, nothing. No transaction.
Wouldn't say Lumba no winning to see.
Lumba to. Mr. Bean.
Monarch virtual. Wouldn't back up.
Anyone will be to a city. Even in Lumba boy na best
and no number. Yeah.
I know.
Want to tree no. Want to mean catching ye.
It's been paid by incident, the Obama or not. And there's a to be to see. And you do
have you heard us sing that song?
Me who's the bonnet now or corner no more party as any bonnet you and you and I'm left on us and I'm right. When you be where your confidence to extend me, I mean, yeah, the Ghpagetv. Or to you not to Nensan obedience, I be fan. I ask no. What the upper video, so to me to you see ya. Baby, I went to mean to know. No, I said that in Sana or a gestures. Call overcome Tracy. Sako de anyum kra rap with me rapusi. Ate. O si Lumba do dinner to nyum we ase nyina na nyum ba kokra na wadim to si.
Ka bi fa okunu ha, ka bi fa okunu se wo your do.
Wo your do ni pe.
Ye ka say this wa your do ni ntino, wo your do no a wo di hwe ka che for the class
no. Na o ye bonsam owu ye no abe ye do. Obi a no wo ye na o kire do.
E we say e na okunu pa, wo si ko busa ai. We are so here. We are making cancer because I
what I can do for it because my manners are economy move. What describe Lumba as a monster? I say you don't believe Lumba would ever treat you like a human being. That is what you wrote in the 2018.
Yes, 2018.
Okay, what say Lumba would you don't think what say you don't believe Lumba would ever treat you like a human being? No abu amu no yacha. Wabusha for his men. Omo nyina anima mumu omo no achacha Lumba na bo omo zo mama no chia na
bona me so ka kan book no ma chon ka dia obi fu mo
Germany obi ma otuma bo ba na no acha ya ka Germany onye ga no Germany obi ma bo ba na no acha o Germany
so ka kan book na dia o ma kan fada di ho a o yembe hye ma mi ye se o mo nkoton se book no
ai den we have a catch as odo Lumba
Yentoso 40. He said he added that.
Sorry.
Brian.
Make some David make come asam. Asam we you can you. Me dem Lumba on the din no baba. See my name go so dey go Lumba ni na. Yes we are train. Yes you be be part time ni answering. Ade ma mu dey Lumba Germany ho no. So muti bia ho ba ho. My answer so innocent. When you innocent bia or you nipa boni nipa papa sama.
Or innocent. They say on kon kra be dey che no na deputy minister.
Mate. Yes we say quite innocent.
Right, you to no for me ankoda hate.
Right, for to say me question. Me question wo baby amodro no pepepe.
All right.
Ye ka mami ba wa kwa nko Ghana ni funati nyina no. Wo se na wo hwe nkwala. Enti eno wa anko bi enti bra enkwala no esori anu mu aden we ni ekira anko bi da enti no ye den sa bre
no la so hwe nkwala
si no wo hwe nkwala na wo hwe mu no mu na ko holidays no enti no no kwate ho no wo hwe ho abiem
So
anye sata na ohwe nkola na
Ebia na ohwe nkola
wa babeni a mo mutimi bom papa ho dia na nka mo bom papa wa nka wo na wo sa wo
di wo machi na no mo nkwae wote ho na ate ho ye dai eno kire se na aware bi ani ho enti sales ne wo fa jawsu omo hwemfom na nsi fom no mo ke kansem na ntentem ne ye de ye pentem jubilate ne ye de ye pentem omo ke kansem na sisi animu ni hu no se ye ya na ye kwe ni ye ntena ye baby because bibia ni ho bibia kire di adanse se na hwe ni ho nti eno akosi ase wa ye pa ne chewo ono ankasa o manensa so enyi ntum me ana meka ye nso me san me boa na afi ye nkoye nim o ka wa o se me enko na se me na me ye nko
any what we have read me issue kwan say mami Gina okogina mu mami Akosua Serwaa na dance okodi yen and the being one more state say okay this year there mami Akosua Serwaa ba Ghana no ba ye no obetna ni kuwa no ni kunu betna ya na se bia obehwe ni kuya na so obesum ni kun kakra oni ni kun betna for this month na koi it's not the Pareba Ghana or no any reason here or deba. It has nothing to do with her, our real both of them. And you know, now quarter koi, there was no conduct. Nature said,
"I'm fast what I was on the other hand. I do a breast say, any sika say, and I will my say. Wabran says, can Uncle Anke to our I met me dear abo mo bran. Yes, says he cannot say break a decor to a corneaba. Wabran fast will be any so, and what say. Usu ni pa say bibi ani ho ujidi pa ni se bibi ani ho ale na wo sebre no ye won twen
Lumba no se Lumba ko wu no se oba Ghana be wu na nyam se bo ana onyini kakra ka ho o de me che no fa Lumba nya hwe on fa Lumba nya hwe everybody won fa Lumba nya hwe sa ma me no
Pamacho me chamo we de me bisa question back kono Messi.
Thank you.
You're welcome, darling.
Pacho say Alex see from Kawana me be de man sem betunen. Panacho nyambocha matisa akwa bi ko court. Kambese mu say bebe update na de ebesi no.
Yeah, Pacho my update bia. It's all my quarter. Say no update there will be after a year my update me do baby.
Nyambocha na make us obema ya update no. Nyambocha na.
And if he gets an update on it, I'm sure say you come and give it.
Me who dey tell am na nya be na kan wo dwene no wo ho odan wo kasa
Okay.
odan wo kasa ntia na me se wo don kasa tambeso
Time me that say why Pacho me see agina for more.
All right, thank you so much, baby. 18 Nyakopo ya do more. If he gets the update, I'm sure say he'll give us.
Right, you finish the last paragraph next.
But Mama Musa, Madam Rahel, one
eze mona ko so kodo ka mana wi mona ko wi ai ne kuma dia so
And Yaukin, but hold on for me. Near ready 14 na mona kan koda why. He added that for the last 15 years of the deceased's last days on earth, he was married to D2. He lived with her and their children, and in all public appearances, including meeting with presidents and chiefs, the deceased showcased D2 as his legally married wife, and the plaintiff never challenged that fact.
Or say in fear doom before Lumba baby wouldn't. Ono do buni na tena se eyire na omo tena fefe fa one ne mba no nso nye de one odobuni awo nko a Germany fo ni nyina lade Lumba me bia no mba Ghana bia no mo tena fefe na anso wara odobuni nso so ehiehyia mampanyimfo ehemfo titiri na odeni chire wiase o se showcased D2 as his legally married wife. Or the odobuni to ni kom say agudia de ni chire wiase nyina say me ni amaware no na plaintiff no Akosua Serwaa could not challenge it e court when timi an challenge it antia mo betra na wanware na mo ma me na court lo yakusi couldn't challenge it asem right onim say paragraph 116 so about the detail we grab here 116 so Why? Ain't the number said DC 40, number so that you're back the next time 41 near who say.
I will be able to know where. Yes, that's true. That's true. And therefore, we are still not done with Busia Penny DNA yet, but said the monarch
not done.
A time difference, so he has to go and then rest. Monarch Nyakopo in shall be brave.
Oh, right. So I did say your time is your party and keep it I more than what we do.
I'm looking at doing the live during the day one of these times, since you know they are daytime, then I will
prior notice, my prepare ahead of time.
Yes,
Ask for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. Thank you. God bless you. All right, Yaukin, you said you have a question.
Yo, Michamina, I'm saying, meeting na in fact na me da, but me sooner. Me Germany na na no ya crowd ye pay the final credit or court. I'm saying me ti any bebre. I'm saying bia na me bisa Mr. Les Batoko, but I'm saying ya and I say Brian also. And the person me bisa say sa fake certificate ya I want say my bay. The person me bisa say court no in him side ni say na assessing.
Almost according to almost say as a man shakra.
No, Brian, I will check. Brian, I will tell my medium. I want to understand the question.
So, okay.
Yeah, I'm saying, me tie the more do nana say brothers so yana me huno other platforms no so. I also the news babani and the ade. Nana ina so in say ade no enye Akosua say wade oyini na no yibi na ni brebi no de yes ad no pese Lumba properties. Na me question pese me bisa ne say enti court no sisia no omunim say no omunim say omukọ court no omunim say omohu say fine no mo anye ni sade no omo say anye authentic. And sisia no enyema ba out no because me sisia no say news be out time say minim yina yente the fan na me bese me say mo court no mo de ko say Akosua say mo very far from Germany who say na kuta no really fake that court no so be gina so ebua no for and I say ombe ni bibia na because we can in Germany for year train na brother say we free so now yeah was
mami ni normal.
Okay.
So the court has given a judgment. Reasons in her ladyship Angie Ma'am Akosua Serwaa marriage certificate now to me. It was stated clearly in the judgment. Okay. When the court sits on a case, now on one ruling we are. Assembly of Rebecca or Bontin, expose be Rebecca or Bontin doesn't affect the judgment now. Judge Namano, unless there's an appeal. So if there's an appeal, now said the 3 judges or the 5 judges are a better na no. Actually, no feel say there's you can say maybe some discrepancies baby and I say assembly or baby there, then that one they can work on it and I say talk about it. But as it stands now, the judgment of her ladyship no, regardless of every discussion I have it on social media whatever no, it is the judgment is what holds. But as to the can say appeal no more bekono. Some lawyers never investigations. Some investigations. No, it is only the lawyers that will be able to give you this answer. Say Alex cannot give you that answer.
Say well. You say lawyers
judge lawyers no. No di case na ma you can say the Busia Penny any Odobroni lawyers or and then transitional funeral home lawyers or as to the level they would want to go in getting their proofs needed. It's up to them and it's not something that we need to talk about on social media.
Okay, apart from that, they can say now lawyer be teaching or say appeal no more con or mobile a normal judge in the kind of Muntiasi. Mkoya pin enti judges for na better so no marhwe asem na omoka Etenya fe na wo se ko prove se me certificate me nya original me dey ba ana sa den David o
mo ko person ba kunu so ni ina ni nim se Akosua Serwaa odele nsako em se fine judgment ni adno chess odi nsako ema ebusia penim ni brad de komo oja ifidi awar ne ba ni se na lawyer no so ema ni ka se o nso me yekuna ni bi because if you are in your legal marriage be also ni ho ne ba ni se na o man kwan so me yekuna ni bi.
Yeah, the reason to during the Emma Mami Akosua Serwaa ebeye customary wife no is because Osha the reliefs of lawyer Kusi or they call court na it was mostly centered on kunayo. It was mostly about the traditional marriage and had nothing to do with though almost the you can't say the legal you also the release of lawyer Akosua, it was more about the traditional aspect, which is the kunaye and then and then again hold on
yeah, okay,
hold on the reliefs of what they call almost all of them had to do with kunaye and then the traditional aspect of it. What I say, and then again, no, Mami Akosua Serwaa awaria or warrior in you can say 1991. Ushema it came through ewo bebia or judgment in him. Mami Gina Kanwasem. Mami Bempoma Kokan wasem we have busia pending DNA it is in we are yet to go to Odobroni and all that. And to the fact that Nawaria in 1991 was not challenged no. The entire judge in one gist certificate now to me say the lawyers challenged the certificate and the process and everything. What I say.
Yeah, but the Matthias maybe if you
no obian challenge. And that is why
I'm on challenge na lawyer nim say before then also a lawyer also Baba German and the associate no so munim say our be azusu ni wana by then no munim.
And one say I'm sure said the lawyers no more kono de na enye traditional no mo adwene wo so. You get it. So sha say nanka o mo adwene wo traditional marriage so anka ensa no ehonsem no they would have delved into it and then make sure say they'll present somebody obekwa kodi dance say fiaware negu.
Aha, e honey point right. No we dance na time ni susa. And for senior na just so oba.
They knew say the whole thing was not about that. And it is the judge no or no per the evidences adduced you can say cross examination and whatever it is of course no energy decided say okay yanje we antum but we fear worry any day obi antimi an challenge until both of you are wise obi ankoye kuna and kunaye has got to do with traditional marriage. It was as simple as that.
Yo,
yeah, okay, good. And apart from that, you know, Kakrebi am just also say now you could see nimti no kofa chicha kantanka so buy. Etinanka odobro ni lawyer so be hu a kebi anko mu kofa evidence by say foresee. Emra meka sense we say be seen so but na time so ana yes okọ witness prove ade beba. Enti no mo focus so say be so ye yire.
Okay, this is here na this is here hono mo ma court no so ya we say sa nyima ni na so because woman say mo break no yeah TJ man you super o because Lumba no
ya ken no de entimi ma so api no
the encrobo e wo asem mu nyina no was done at the high court until when they go to the appeals court in rare instances na even your best friend lawyers abegina hono no bi o ma be ya no baba yo. If not a judgment na abano sisi ano judgment na abano it is going to be more like Mami Akosua Serwaa any microphone against the judge because judge no the judgment in the you understand. And when you go to the appeals court na enya fe na ye kwakọ frɛ attorney abegina dakam akofa busapeni abegina dakam akofa mame bepom abegina dakam amama bobom krobi mu so all those things are not going to be done. In some instances, no, if you read what the law says, sometimes even the appeal cases, no, lawyers, no, the documentation. And your mouth time filing for appeal, they give you about 60 days for you to compile evidence to be able to bring to the court. What I say, until they can deal with just the document that you have provided and be able to make a judgment out of it. And now say in some cases, no, some of us say no and call the one more, they can allow you to adduce evidence and say. Lawyers no judges no man say now you can bring in any evidence there, then every other thing be a person they can be no, and I said there account here say for who evidence bra no beti media ba. And so this case na the social media ye can and it's going to work at the court, but rana is what is going to work. What
another way so I will bet my yet say they all can say if you appeal no judgment